Hello my fellow gamers. Now this is not something I normally do, but I'm incredibly hyped because the new trailer for the new DLC with two of my favourite races, the Lizardmen and the Skaven, have just been released, as you can see in the background. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut up, let you guys watch the trailer, and then I'm going to go over what they've got on the Steam page with the new units, the new lords, and new rules and everything, covering what we have the trailer playing silently in the background. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you afterwards.
Drawing the Sotek style.
So there we go, guys. We have nukes, and I believe there's a Predator reference in there as well from the film, which is absolutely fantastic. I do love the way it's like, okay, there could be someone hiding in the woods. Why don't we just burn all of the woods down, and then they can't hide anymore, which is absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is just go over a bit on what they've got on the Steam page, what content they've got, and like the new units and regiments around and all that. Very exciting. I don't normally do this sort of video, but I saw this and I was like, yes, I've got to do something about it. And if I could be one of the first YouTubers to do it as well, why not? So yes, let's just go over. So about the content, you've got two new powerful lords with new quest chains, legendary arms and skill trees, pretty standard. You saw the two for them. You can play as Clan Skryre, which obviously the Skaven with all the fancy engineering stuff, or Cult of Sotek. So finally, Lawmaster Sotek, his YouTube channel has done so well, they've got him into the game. Well done. With unique new campaign mechanics, you got two new additional lord types, we'll go in a minute. 9 new battlefield units and variants, which you saw, like the rattling gun and Ripperductos, which I think is absolutely brilliant. You can unleash ultimate destruction with Clan Skryre's Doom Rocket, which is obviously that nuke, or summon an aspect of the very serpent god himself into battle with unification of Sotek, space lasers. And of course you've got new regiments of Renown as well. So scrolling down the Steam page, we won't go over like the lore and that, because there's so much of it. But the lord you did see was Ikit Claw, I believe it's pronounced. So what made him so powerful was not only was he the most powerful engineer, most well-known engineer, but also he has a really good grasp of winds of magic. So he combines the two really, really powerfully together. Yeah, he's quite terrifying that he pits the science and the magic together in such a well done. And in his quest, apparently what his grand design is the mighty Doom Sphere, which I'm pretty sure I have heard referenced in other books and things. Pretty much it is just, it'll blow up the world, I believe. Which is absolutely brilliant. So that's his end goal, is to build the Doom Sphere. It'll be interesting in the campaign how that works out. So what he's got, fancy features and mechanics. Well, he's got the Forbidden Workshop. So with access to the infamous Forbidden Workshop, Clan Skryre players can spend resources to upgrade various units such as Doom Wheels, Doom Flayers and weapon teams with powerful new stat boosts and attributes. That would be fun to mess around with. As a player upgrades in each category, they will unlock further, I can't even pronounce, artilleries, and eventually new regiments of renown. You need the Forbidden Workshop, so you need the workshop to get all the good stuff. Workshop progress requires wood and warp fuel, a new resource gathered after battles. New research tiers in the workshop may be unlocked by completing unique missions, but the deadliest invention by far that workshop offers is the Warp Storm Doom Rocket. So it then goes into, what is the Warp Storm Doom Rocket? Doom Rockets are outlandishly powerful weapons deployed in battle as an army ability. They are crafted in the Forbidden Workshop and can be stockpiled for use. But you can only use one per battle, fair enough. But you could just have like 20 of them sat there, and then when you decide to push out, every battle launch a nuke. Perhaps the most powerful weapon word about any race of Warhammer 40k, yeah, it's a nuke. A single Doom Rocket is capable of wiping out multiple units in a single strike, sending dust and debris skywards in an incinerating mushroom cloud. Hype. That is going to be so funny, though. I wonder how, if you can have that ability in multiplayer. Can you imagine that? It's like in a tournament, oh, he's doing really well, and oh, they just got nuked, never mind. Nah, I doubt that'll go in. But it's cool, it's a cool idea. So the Doom Sphere, well, the new, the Undying part is a feature new available to Skaven factions. Only Clan Skryre can build the Doom Sphere within the Undercities they established. This immense warpstone bomb is powerful enough to completely destroy any settlement that is constructed below. Oh, so the Doom Sphere it's there. So it's a weaker one than they've had in the lore before, where it was maybe like destroy entire continents and that. This one, you just put it underneath a city and it just goes pop. That's insane. Oh, that if I do this as a campaign, maybe one of my secret goals should be get a Doom Sphere underneath each capital and blow up each capital without the enemy knowing it was happening. That would be fantastic. So we do have the unique Lord, which is the Warlock Master. So yeah, the Warlock Master is a caster Lord who uses the spell Law of Ruin in battle. So pretty much like the Warlock, but just better. Warlock Masters have unique skills which grant further bonuses to Doom Flayers, Doom Wheels and Weapon teams. They may be upgraded to either Doom Flayer or Doom Wheel in battle. So you can have a guy running around casting magic using advanced technology, and then you can put him in a Doom Wheel. Crave Assembly, you've sold this already. You've got me. I'm getting this. This is going to be amazing. So, unique units. Rattling Gun Weapons Team. The Specialist Anti-Infantry Gun Team bears the rotating rapid-fire Rattling Gun. Rattling guns are heavy damage dealers, which also suppress their targets, slowing their movement. Oh, fantastic. Rattling guns are absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, I've never got any for my tabletop, but the whole idea of them is just fantastic. But the fact that they can slow down, move. Can you imagine that on cavalry? You know, cavalry are trying to get a charge and it's nope. Not only do you mow them down, but then they slow down so you can get, say, rat ogres and that in. We then have the Warlock Jezzies, or Jezels, I believe. So long-range, arm-piercing sniper infantry. These substitutes have the highest quality shields, and their projectors confer the Shield Breaker contact effect. So yeah, these guys were absolutely brilliant on the tabletop. And lore-wise as well, there's Skaven that are snipers. I mean, that really suits the Skaven, being they like to take the enemy from a distance and not be shot at. Well, they've got the shields in front of them. But the fact that they've got shield break, it kind of makes sense. You know, these bullets literally will just go through armour, which is insane. I believe in the lore, some of the stuff they could break through was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, so it makes sense that they weaken the armour, so then your clan match can go in and stabby. And now my personal favourite, the Doom Flayers. Smaller than the Doom Wheel and twice as messy, Doom Flayers are designed to punch through enemy lines and deal powerful and armour-piercing damage. And then these were originally used underground against the dwarves, which is a terrifying thought. Can you imagine one of those in a small tunnel coming towards you? You couldn't get around it, you couldn't move, and it was designed to rip through dwarf armour. So, yes. And I was just looking up the lore, because I've got both the Codex army books out, because I just had to have a look, and the Doom Flayers were actually built from smashed up gyrocopters. That's where they got the mechanics from, for the spinning around and everything. So, yeah, dwarfs at your own throat, really, but yeah, absolutely love them, so I'm looking forward to using them. They are pretty much like their version of cavalry. You've got perfect long range, then you've got the Rattlins for support, and then you've got cavalry Doom Flayers. Oh, I'm going to have to do Clan Skryre, army for multiplayer, where it's just Doom Wheels and, you know, all that sort of thing. Oh, that's going to be so funny. So we've got Regiments of Renown for the Skaven. Ikage Zap Zap, which is a warp lightning cannon. These arcane artillery pieces stun their enemies with the zap contact effect, increasing the target's ability cooldown effects. So it's the lightning cannon, and of course they're going to be really good at aiming in that because they're going to be top chevroned, but they also mess up people's cooldowns. So if you aim at characters as well, would be really good. And I assume units have fancy abilities. Top of the head, Sisters of the Fawn, because I don't like wood elves. So we get to zap them. Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers, which are clan rats with shields, but fiery vermin with high weapon strength who deal flaming attacks, while being immune to the effects of flame weapons themselves. Now, Clan Vulcan, I believe, are a clan that actually live in or beside a volcano. That's the lore behind them. So that's why they're not bothered by heat. Though it is interesting because do they not have fur? Because if they're fur, surely that will burn. But maybe they're just not bothered by it anymore. But yeah, I love the way you've got other clans kind of mixed in there. So we've got Blight Scab's Plague Pack. So yeah, Blight Scab's Plague Pack, which are Plague Monk Censer Bearers Regiment of Renown. Heed the word, Blight Scab's Plague Bear Pack have the Demigugula ability. Okay. I don't even know how to pronounce that probably, but granting immunity psychology attribute to nearby friendly units. Oh, okay, so not only are they immune to psychology, they make units next to them immune to psychology, which is huge. I can see that being a must pick against, especially like undead, and chaos, you know, things that have a lot of terror weapons, and now they're going to be a must pick. Right in the centre, boom. Not only are they great for obviously doing damage to them because Plague Monk Censer Bearers, but the fact, well, actually I'd have them just behind the front line in the centre, so they can't be shot at, but they give their ability out to everyone in the front, and then when you hit the front line, they can then charge in with their fancy attacks. So brilliant. We then have the Teeth Breakers, which is a rattling gun weapons team, Regiment of Renown. These sneaky shooters carry concealment bombs, granting them stalk and unspotable at a moment's note. Oh, good grief. So it's a rattling team that can disappear. Who came up with this? I love them. This is brilliant. Next one was Council Guard, Storm Vermin with Hellbird's Regiment of Renown. So drilled in the protection of their masters, the Council Guard are unbreakable and have the Guardian ability. Wow, okay, having an unbreakable unit and Guardian is absolutely brilliant. I wonder, because it's Council Guard, I wonder if they're going to be white. I know you got the Seer Guard, haven't you, which are the Storm Vermin for the Graciers and that, but I wonder if they're going to be like a different colour now. I wonder if they're going to be white. Probably not, but they've got to be something fancy. That sounds really good. Then you got Natty Beebo's Sharpshooter. It comes out with these names. So the Warlock Jazel's Regiment of Renown, the Ultimate Sniper Crew. Natty Sharpshooters have both the Stalk and Snipe ability. Oh wow! So they're pretty much going to be sniping characters. That's be, and the fact that they have Stalk, so they remain hidden as well. That is wow. That is insane. Then you got Dwarfin Menace. It's a Doomflayer's Regiment of Renown, obviously. Perfect slicing through tough dwarf armour. The Dwarfing Menace has the Sunder armour contact effect and causes fear. Yeah, okay, I'm actually generally struggling. I think I'll probably end up with all the Regiment of Renown. These are just absolutely brilliant. So yeah, not only is this thing going to have like armour piercing, anti-infantry, cutting things up, and this has Sunder armour and causes fear. I'm surprised they don't cause fear generally. I mean, how would you feel having a thing coming towards you, which is literally just spinning blades? Nothing else. It is literally just a ball of blades that's spinning at high speeds and coming straight towards you. Yeah. And then Wheels of Doom, a Doom Wheel Regiment of Renown. Yes, we all know I love the Doom Wheel, and this looks amazing. Fires extra powerful missiles which confer the Discourage contact effect on their target. Discourage? Is that it? As in having a giant thing coming towards you shooting lightning at random and it looks like a hamster wheel that discourages the enemy. Oh dear. But there's more. There's 5 additional regiments from now will become available upon completion of key projects in the Forbidden Workshop. They're only available in campaign, so not in custom or multiplayer. So these guys are probably going to be insane. So Warpfire's will you go understand I'm very excited here, and yeah, I've just pretty much jumped on here. So the Warfire's Wheel is Doom Wheel Regiment of Renown, an augmented Doom Wheel with improved melee stats and regeneration. And is it gonna have flamethrowers? Warfire's Wheel. So instead of lightning, it shoots fire, and it regens. Yes, please, I'll take that. The Black Hole Flyers. So Black Hole Flayers, not flyers. Black Hole Flayers are Doom Flayers Regiment Renown. These enhanced Doom Flayers have improved melee stats and cause fear. That sounds quite similar to the normal one, but I suspect it's going to be really fancy because it's campaign, so it's like, balance, we don't need that. We then have the Doom Bringers, Warpfire Thrower Weapons Team. Oh, so they've got their own Regiment of Renown in this. With increased melee stats and the Unbreakable attribute, this Warpfire Thrower Team can target other units and melee if attacked. Oh, brilliant! So you can have them at the front and they burn everything and then they can actually survive in melee and they're unbreakable. Wow. Eye Takers, Warlock Jazzel's Regiment of Renown. The Headshot, the Eye Takers enhanced Jazelles deal increased damage and blind their targets, reducing their accuracy, melee attack and melee defense. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand what the fluff is there. They're Eye Takers, they shoot people through the eye and it causes them to be blind. But if you have a warpstone bullet shoot you through the eye, I think being blind is going to be the least of your concerns. Having the back of your head missing could be more of a concern. But I love the lore there, the fluff and everything. That's absolutely brilliant. That'd be great against the melee, because it affects the melee attack and melee defense. The final one is Death Dealers, the Rattling Gun Weapons Team Regiment of Renown. The Rattling Gun perfected. Okay, you've sold me. These weapon teams fire their hails of bullets at longer range, dealing greater damage and reduced reload times. So it's a better in every way, the Death Dealers. Fantastic. So those 5 are what you can get in the campaign. Now we're going to move on to the Lizardmen. As much as I love the Skaven, we've got to have a look at the Lizardmen. So, Prophecy of Sotek. I'm not even going to be able to pronounce that. He believes that with significant sacrifices, the serving god may yet return, bringing salvation to the Lizardmen and extermination of the Skaven. Okay then. He's got unique missions which give him new forms of sacrifice. These reward him with unique banners, followers, powerful temporary effects, Regiment Renown, and more. So he's all about sacrificing Skaven. I have mixed feelings about this. As the commander and his forces win battles against non-Lizardmen army, they may choose to mark any post-battle captors as sacrifice offerings. So it don't have to be Skaven. Could be anyone, as long as they're not Lizardmen. As the offerings build, they may be spent on fulfilling the sacrifices accessed by the Prophecy of Sotek missions. The ultimate sacrifice is an invocation of Sotek. The highest level of sacrifice grants the Lizardmen the ability to invoke Sotek himself, manifesting an aspect of the Serpent God in battle to deal devastating damage to his foes. I love the idea. Seriously, the YouTuber Lawmaster Sotek's gonna love this. It's just him striking from the heavens. Just. So the unique lord of the red-crested skink chief. Now, for those that don't know about Lizardmen, normally when they're born from the pools and that, if they're red-crested, they're normally much better fighters. Which is, yeah, so having a red-crested skink chief is going to be terrifying. Red-crested skink chiefs are powerful melee-focused lords capable of leading armies with their own unique skill trees. They may be upgraded to ride a horned one, a Ripperducto, and later a fearsome ancient stegodon. A skink on a horned one sounds hilarious. Yeah, the Ripperducto I can get, and the ancient stegodon, but a horned one, that just sounds brilliant. Is it going to be smaller, or is it going to be tiny on it? Or the red-crested skinks bigger? Which they might be. They might actually be physically bigger. So unique units, we've got the red-crested skinks. So they've got a unit now which is the skinks that are purely armed with great weapons. Oh, good grief. Red-crested skinks deal armor-piercing damage, move at a tremendous pace. They are well equipped to swiftly outflank the enemy and strike from the side or rear. So you've got skinks with great weapons. Let me just let that sink in. You've got normal skinks of the javelins, and you might have the comedians of the blowpipes and, you know, throw and stuff. You have skinks, the little guys, with great weapons. Ow! You've got the Salamander Hunting Pack, one I know people have been requesting greatly for this. Powerful ranged attack monsters that hurl fireballs, deal flaming attacks in melee, and cause fear. Well, yes, everything burns. Their high speed enable them to reposition swiftly in the field. So, yeah, these are going to be great fun flamethrower units, especially against clan rats. Anyone? Barbecue? It's going to be great fun. And then you can get them into melee and burn everything as well, so that's going to be great fun. Ancient Salamander. So that must have been the bigger one you saw in the background in the video. I did notice that there was one bigger. Now we know. A vast and vulnerable salamander that hurls huge fireballs, dealing high damage and making the target more vulnerable to further flame attacks. The Ancient Salamander also deals flaming attacks in melee and causes terror. Well, yeah, I can understand the terror part. So that's going to be hilarious, having the Ancient Salamander. That's going to be in a lot. I can see that being a lot. You're going to have just flamethrower-based Lizardmen now, aren't you? And it's going to be brilliant. Ripidactyl Riders, a flying anti-infantry cavalry ridden by skinks, dealing powerful armor-piercing damage in melee. Now, these, yeah, we've got the pterodactons. A pterodactyl, whatever they're called. I'm trying to remember what they're called now. So they're ranged. They drop bombs, they throw spears and things like that. These, the Ripidactyls, are purely close combat. You get them in there. They'll be great for shutting down artillery. Ranged units, they'll be brilliant. They can get behind like handgunners, crossbowmen, archers, get behind them and charge them. They will rip them to shreds. We then have Ancient Stegodon with Engine of the Gods. Now that's new. A variant of the Major Stegodon mounted the Engine of the Gods, which can use the Burning Alignment beam attack and the Portent of Warden to protect nearby friendly units. So either Giant Flaming Beam of Death or protect everyone nearby. If you have two of them and put them side by side, could you not just do both? That would be amazing if you could. And then you got Bastardon, Ark of Sotek. So that again is the film we saw with on the trailer where you had the Bastardon with that weird engine fin on the back. A Bastardon mounted with the Ark of Sotek, able to summon a river and vortex of poison-dealing serpents around itself in combat. It can summon snakes. Yes. And these are just all the unique units to that faction. We now have the Regiments of Renown as well. So, the Thunderous One, the Ancient Stegodon Regiment of Renown, and with the Judgment of X-Mac ability, the Thunderous One calls down bolts of lightning strike enemies engaging it in melee. It calls down. So we've got star lasers, space lasers. We've got the one that can Engine of the Gods as lasers as well, and then we can summon thunder. This is meant are going to be terrifying in this. Star Chamber Guardians, so Temple Guard Regiment of Renown, which would have been the guys we must have seen at the very beginning of the video. With the Lizardmen, they've got all the fancy gear on. These vulnerable warriors have expert charge defense, magic attacks, and the Guardian attribute. Wow, so they're just brilliant all round then. We then have the Colossodon Hunters, so Ripidactyl Riders Regiment of Renown. Expert Monster Fighters, the Colossodon Hunters have the bonus versus large ability. So Cygors are going to have a problem. Steam tanks are going to have a problem. Because remember, I said these would be brilliant for harassing units on their own or supporting. Bonus versus large. Ooh, that's going to be terrifying. Oh, I like the next one. Pop Hop Hack Cohort. So Cold One Spear Riders Regiment of Renown. The Pop Hop Pack Cohort do not have the Primal Instinct trait. So they don't have Rampage by the looks of it. And I give through both the Vanguard and Immune to Psychology. So they're immune to Finn scaring them. And these Cold One Spear Riders can Vanguard. So they can get behind the enemy. So you got guys hidden, you got guys flying that can take out anti-large, and you got things that can summon snakes and lightning. I need a hug. I'm scared. As a Skaven player, this terrifies me. Legion of Chakra. You know what? It's just the Legion we're going to call them. Saurus Spearmen with Regiment of Renown. These Legion Saurus Wars have the Shield of Chakra ability, granting significant missile resistance to nearby friendly units. Oh, so not only do they have shields in that, they can grant missile resistance to everyone nearby as well. So if you're up against Wood Elves or anything that has a lot of ranged, these guys can actually just go, nope, give them a bath, and then they can get in there. The Umbrail Tide, so Salamander Hunting Pack Regiment of Renown. Tireless and stealthy, the Umbrail Tide have both the Stalk and Perfect Vigor attributes. So these are salamanders that pit people on fire, have Stalk, and they never tire. So you can run them around the entire outside of the battlefield. They were never tired. You go outside the battlefield, and then they can burn things from an angle you don't see coming because they're Stalk. Let's move on very quickly. Cohort of Sotek, Red-Crested Skinks Regiment of Renown, because apparently they needed a Regiment of Renown. Grizzled veterans, the Cohort of Sotek, are unbreakable and have the Refuse to Die ability, which temporarily holds their hit points lost in battle. What? What? These are skinks with great weapons, remember. They're now unbreakable. And they have the Refuse to Die ability, which temporarily holds their hit point loss. So it's like, oh no, they've taken a load of damage. No, they haven't. Well, it stops them from dying. So you can have them there, them take a load of damage, and then just click that, and they won't lose any hit points. Or actually use it when they're full hit points, because then they stay at full health for longer. What is this madness? And can you do that multiple times? Is that a one-off? That can't be multiple times, surely. I don't know. How long does it last? I'm going to have to look into that. And finally, guys, the final thing is the Phalanx Sentinels, which are the Pterodons. That's the right Pterodon Riders. So the Pterodons are the ones that are good at harassment, and then you've got the Ripper ones that are close combat. Ripper Ducktails, that's it. Pterodon Riders, Regiment of Renown. These agile winged warriors have the dodge ability, conferring 20% physical resistance, and drop rocks of Sundrum, because normal rocks just aren't good, but temporarily reducing their target's armour. So they have got 20% physical resistance because of their dodge, meaning they can just fly through and get shot at and not care. And then they can drop rocks of Sundrum, which reduces the target's armour. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. So guys, that is fantastic. I hope you guys like this trailer. I absolutely love it. The references and just the silliness, and I am so hyped. I'm thinking a co-op campaign of another YouTuber. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I'm thinking, and just messing around with all the new stuff. But do comment below, what are you most looking forward to? Which faction would you want to play as? Which lord? And what unit out of all the ones I've listed sound like brain burst, just mind blown sort of thing. I mean, some of these are absolutely insane. Skinks have great weapons, and snipers, and doom flares, and hype, all of the hype. So anyway guys, thank you very much for jumping in onto this very short notice video. I literally just saw the trailer, got my mic on, and went for it. So apologies for mispronouncing and just getting giddy with excitement. It's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I'm definitely getting this DLC, and we'll be using it the day it comes out for sure. So guys, do hit that like button, do comment below your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to see these guys in action, because I would definitely be getting it. I'm nodding my head mantically here, just yes. Yes, we will be doing that. Anyway, we're about to that. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you for the next one. Till then, guys, take care.